Hello and welcome. Thank you for popping into my channel. If you are new here, please like and subscribe for me. If you find this content helpful, hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on the next video. Comment below with anything that you need help with or topics you'd like me to cover, and check out my website, consultingninja.tech. With that out of the way, let's jump into some more Svelte. We're going to create a Svelte navigation component. The source code for this entire project will be available in my repository. I will link below for that. If you are brand new to Vite or brand new to Svelte, I have beginner videos covering both of those, and I will link to those as well. Here's a look at what the navbar is going to look like. It's not too crazy. The cool parts about this are that it is fully mobile responsive, and all of the strings that we see here are going to live in a separate file. It'll be controlled all from one place. Pretty cool stuff. I'm going to assume that you know how to get this going with Vite and Svelte, so go ahead, start up your package, install your dependencies, pause the video if necessary, and I'll see you in the code. Now that we have the template generated using Vite, we can get into our code. I do want to point out that there is a script tag necessary in index.html in order to make use of the font awesome icons. So be sure that you copy that file, or at least that line, if you're wanting to code along with me. We can go ahead and delete that counter.svelte file out, and your app.svelte, let's delete everything out so it's bare bones to look like this. Just a script tag and a main tag. In between the main, we can make an H1, and let's type Consulting Ninja. Save that, make sure that that's being displayed, so we're good. Now in lib, let's go ahead and start our navbar component. New file, navbar with a capital N, .svelte. In here, let's just do another H1 and say connected, question mark. Go ahead and save that. Inside of app, import navbar, and then just below our opening main tag, or just above actually, let's go ahead and render that out, save, and make sure that that's connected. So we're all good. Perfect. Now we can go into navbar.svelte and start getting crazy. The first thing I want to point out is that I'm not going to type out all the CSS for this. We would be here the rest of your evening, and it would be pretty boring. So I'll leave that for you guys to copy and paste, and I'll just go ahead and paste mine in here as well. Let's just get to the Svelte required to make this happen. At the very top, let's create a script tag. And what we're going to need here is to export let data. Then we need let window width equal window.inner width. And then we need a way to track the status of clicking the button. So let clicked, and we're going to start that as false. Now let's create a function. This is going to handle the resize, the window resize event. Handle resize. What we're going to do in here is pretty straightforward. We're just going to make sure that window width is in line with window.inner width. And then if window width is greater than or equal to 1024, which is going to correlate to our mobile/iPad media query, then we're going to set clicked to false, because we don't want the menu opening when we're full screen. That would just be gross. Now we're going to need two more small functions. Let's make these anonymous functions. Let's call this handle click. This is just going to be setting clicked to not clicked. So clicked equals not clicked. Straightforward. And then a reset for our clicked. So const reset clicked anonymous function. We're just going to set clicked to false. Just like that. Cool. Now the navigation bar needs to be wrapped in a nav be proper. We're going to delete the H1 because we don't need that anymore. The very first thing that we're going to do is just above nav, we're going to make this funny looking tag, and it's a Svelte tag, colon window on colon resize. This is a built-in way for Svelte to do a on resize listener. Pretty straightforward, super easy to use, and super helpful. So thank you, Svelte, for being awesome. Let's just put our handle resize function here and then close that tag off. So every time the window is resized, it's going to run our function, which is going to keep our window width in sync, and then also make sure that clicked is false if it is bigger than iPad size. Nice. Inside of our nav, let's assign this a class. The class is going to be actually some JavaScript that we need to check. So if it's clicked, then we're going to be navbar clicked class. Otherwise, the regular navbar class. Straightforward. Now we're going to create a div. This is going to take a class of menu icon, like that. And then in here, we're going to do a couple of things. First, let's make another div and call this one class icon wrapper. This is going to take two things: on click, and we're going to pass that handle click. Svelte is super cool, always checking our accessibility, telling us, hey, you're doing an on click here, but you don't have the accessible version. So let's add on colon key press and have that handle click as well. Accessibility is sweet and super easy with Svelte. Nice. So here is our button, our font awesome button, and this is going to be class equal and some more JavaScript. We want to check if we're clicked. If we are, we're going to be that FA dash times. If it's clicked, it's an X. Otherwise, it's going to be the burger, the old burger, FAS, FA bars. And then we can close that off. That's all we're putting in that div. But right below, we're going to do some conditional rendering. What it's going to look like is this. Brackets, one set of brackets, not two. Hashtag if data dot logo link, and then right here we'll end the if. Inside of here, what we're going to do, let's go ahead and add, we're actually going to have an else as well. So let's add an else, brackets, colon else. Now we need to provide two things. The thing that we're going to render if this is true, and the thing that we're going to render if it's false. So if it's true, then we're going to render an A tag with the class of logo link text. The href is going to equal data.link URL, like that. And then we can, inside of here, close that off. So now we have an opening and closing A tag, and inside of here we're going to put the image with a class equal to logo. A source equal to data dot logo source, data dot logo src, alt equal to the same, data dot alt text. Okay, we can close that off. And then inside of the anchor tag, what we want to do is have some more JavaScript, because why not? What we want this to say is data dot optional link text question mark. That's that ternary. If it's there, then we're going to use that data dot optional link text. Otherwise, nothing. Cool. Inside of our file, what we're going to do is we're going to allow the ability to have a logo with our link or not, and an optional amount of text as well. If it's there, let's render it. If not, let's not. In our else, if we don't want a logo link, then we're just going to display the image by itself. Class equals logo, and the source will be the same. We can just copy and paste the rest of this. The rest of that's going to be the same. Save ourselves some typing. Cool. That is all that is going in that menu icon div. Now we're going to do some list rendering. What we're going to render is the actual list of links. Again, this is all going to come from external data, which is sweet. This is how you render out a list in Svelte. Each links as link, and then we need to close that each off. In here, what we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit more conditional in here, because we're going to get super fancy with this at some point. If, and then let's close that if off right away so we don't forget. What we're going to do is if link dot display in nav. If that's true, then we're going to go ahead and render out a div. What is going to be in the div? First, let's give it a class. This is going to be, you guessed it, some more conditional stuff. If it's clicked, navbar item dash clicked. Otherwise, just navbar dash item. We also want to add an, before we move on, this is going to be data.links. We also need to add some on clicks here. What we're going to have is on click, reset click, and you guessed it, on key press, we want to be accessible, reset click, and then here let's do our actual link. So let's do a class equals link text, and the href is going to be link.url. The text is going to be link.linkText. Go ahead and save that. Now we have this super cool navigation bar that's doing all kinds of conditional stuff. However, all of the text that it's going to render, all of the links, all this stuff is coming from a file that we need to create still. So let's go ahead and create that file. We can create inside of source, let's create a folder called utils, and inside of, well, maybe we should make that lowercase. Let's rename that before we move on, just to keep things consistent. And inside of there, let's create a new file and call this linkutil.js. All right, so inside of our linkutil.js, let's first import our logo, svelte logo, from /assets/svelte.svg. This does come with the template. And then export const navbar data. This is going to be an object with a whole bunch of properties. So a logo, if we're using a logo, the logo source, which is the one that we just imported, a logo link, if we want to use it as a link or not, the link URL. In this case, we're going to have it linked to the home page. I am doing hash routing in this example, but we will also do this again with the regular routing. Optional link text. This is just extra text that will show up after the image that we're using, the logo that we're using. And then an alt text. Let's just say logo. Now the next thing that we need, besides adding a comma here, is a list of links. So let's add links, and this is going to be an array, and we need one of these for each page. So URL, this is going to be the home page URL, again with hashing, and then some other properties here. What they're going to be is display in nav. Do we want to display this link in the navigation bar? Yes. Display in footer, because we're going to reuse that component and some of this to create a footer as well. Then the link text. This will be what's actually displayed. And then we can go ahead and create one of these for each page. So we need one for home, one for about, one for contacts, we need one for help, and then we're going to do a not found, just in case the route is not found. Let's say not found. And this we can leave empty, and both of these we're going to set to false. We don't want this link to be showing up in our navigation or footer. It's simply going to be here in case we need to direct someone to a not found page if they somehow end up on a route that doesn't exist. Go ahead and give that a save, and then in our app.svelte, then we need to import navbar data from utils link util, and then pass that to the component here, navbar, we called it data in there. Data is equal to navbar data. Give that a save. So here we can see we have our navbar up and running. Pretty cool. Nice. Now we don't have any routing set up, so nothing's going to happen if you click any of these. But there we have the outline of our navigation component. Hopefully this video has been helpful for you. If it did, please subscribe, give a thumbs up. Stay tuned for the next video where we're going to continue this project. There's so much to cover here with Svelte. We're going to create a footer, we're going to create pages, I'm going to show you guys recursive components. It's going to be great. Until next time, have a great day.